Hey gang, Matt here, just with a little content warning before we get into this week's show. One of the topics we discuss contains mentions of, amongst other things, abusive relationships, self-harm, animal abuse, and just to give you a heads up, that stuff's going to happen around between the 29-minute and the 41-minute mark, so if you want to skip over some of that crap. We don't get super deep into it, but I just wanted to give people a heads up, because it gets a bit weird. So, yeah, bear that in mind, and without further ado, here is this week's show.
So what's happening right now is the first in-person recording we've done since February of last year. He's getting cold nipples.
Very sensitive.
Welcome to the Big Damn Cast. Oh dear. What's funny is I told you that joke when I bumped into you this morning, and we're still laughing. In a way,
I've not stopped laughing in the hours.
Literal
hours since.
I know. That bit at the beginning, in case anyone's confused, we saw each other today.
Briefly.
Yeah, it was nice. It was Mayhew's birthday the day before this recording.
I had a doorstep visitor.
Happy belated, Mayhew.
Thank you.
And Lucy and I were both like not waiting on things to arrive today. After a certain point, we were like, right, we can both go and see Matt and Keeks in the flesh, standing 2 meters plus away from their front door, yes. With masks on, and it was nice and horrible.
Nice.
So
it was nice and horrible.
Yeah. So hurry up, everyone, and
chilly.
Stick to the fucking rules, and that includes you, the government, because we'd like to see each other again. Oh, baby.
Because I managed to break one of our TVs yesterday.
How? How?
Because we got the twin TV set up in the living room, we got a small TV, and I was changing the HDMIs on it, and it slipped forward. And I'd caught it, but I hadn't caught it well enough because one of the Wii remotes in the stand in front of it had smashed into it.
Oh,
so when I was like, oh, I've caught it, it's fine. And I turned it on, and it was like, oh no, that's broken.
There's a big old web of colour.
We replaced the small TV with an even smaller TV.
But does it work?
We're thrifty. It's a lovely little TV, yeah. I think I'm probably going to do most of my... playing on it, to be fair.
Was the smaller one the older of the two?
Yeah.
I was going to say, because if it was...
It's older to us,
okay,
but it's not older, because the bigger TV our friends gave us when they upgraded to 4K. So what I'm basically saying is, the older stuff's tougher, and it will take out the youngers with its fists. Yes!
Or carefully placed Wii remotes. I think it was the older TV sabotaging it on purpose. I think that's what it was. It was jealousy.
It's jealousy!
It didn't expect you to get a newer one to replace it, and now it's going to plot all of your collective demise.
Yeah, it can try.
But until that happens, you're listening to the Big Damn Cast. Well, it's a bit half and half. You're currently listening kind of to the Big Damn Cast in a tab on your browser because no one's commuting to work, are they, and listening to it anymore? My name is Chris. Hello, love. The cavalry's here, Johnson.
My name is Matthew. Madam, what year is this, Watson?
Nerdy news, geeky gossip stuff that's fit to fill your time till we all die. But before then, we've got some shit to talk about. For starters, how was your first lockdown birthday?
My first... Don't make my first lockdown birthday. Like I'm going to have multiple lockdown birthdays.
No.
Fuckers in May.
Being January babies, we're some of the last to have our first birthday during a lockdown or tiered setting. And there'll be people in late February, early March who'll have been isolating, who'll be having their second one inevitably soon. So how did you find it, you wizened goat?
Me being me, it was much the same as a normal birthday. But instead of going out for a meal and spending money on a restaurant, we got a bunch of cold cuts in and had a big charcuterie platter on a living room floor.
Oh, you
Empire Strikes Back.
You wanky sods! I love it.
So
oh, that's nice.
That was nice.
What did you
That's what we
drink
did.
with your charcuterie?
Cinnamon Coke and Gentleman Jack.
Oh, okay. I've yet to report back to you on whether or not this works. I got some of the Applejack for Christmas.
Okay.
The apple flavour, and I wanna try that as a mixer and see how it works, because I've had it neat and it's fucking delicious, but I want to see how it is as a mixer.
Well,
I think it could be a cheeky one.
if you want to try out some Cinnamon Coke, they've got loads in the Big Asda, reduced for like 86p for the 500ml bottles.
Okay, I mean, I don't like stepping in there because everyone in there doesn't wear a
Oh
mask.
yeah,
and it's
no,
really
it is
irritating.
awful. Like all
Well,
the stuff are
brave
like,
it.
I got a sunflower lanyard. I don't have to wear a mask.
Great, fair enough,
off.
but doesn't explain why you're picking everything up and putting it back down and leaning across people. Are you actually someone who needs one of those lanyards? Because if you were, I'm pretty sure you'd be taking more care while you were in the shop. You wouldn't be going willy-nilly.
I think they mean little now because they've been co-opted by people who just don't want to fucking wear masks.
Yeah, a friend of mine, Anita, wonderful, has a sunflower lanyard because she can't be like in that close proximity with the mask all the time. She really limits how much she goes out to get the shopping because you're taking care of yourself. That's the point.
Because it's not safe.
She's told me about so many people knocking it off and like copying them or getting hold of them backhandedly and everything. It's just like, oh my god, you dickheads! If you can wear a mask, wear one. Like I did this morning whilst talking to Matthew, which made the makeout session really awkward. But
where did you get your mask from, though?
I got my mask from Lucy's_crafty_crafts on Instagram.
Yeah.
Choose from a range of different designs, from comic books, movies, books, and nice autumnal and seasonal things. They're good in it. Also available in Baby Yoda.
I got a Transformers one because it's really cool because it's the late 80s, early 90s Marvel style art. And I'm like, yes.
Yeah, it is.
This looks like Andrew Wildman / Jeff Senior Transformers stuff.
So. I'll wear these on my face. Which is not the kinkiest thing we're going to talk about in today's episode. So, coming up, we've got some news to catch up on, little tidbits, dribbly-drabbly here and there, as of the recording of this, Tuesday the 12th. We have some emails to respond to, and also, Matt has got a massive Hammer on for this...
Poor choice of words.
Armie Hammer gossip, but which I've not entirely read into, so prepare for my fresh, raw, some may say... like sort of, we're going to spill some. Instead of spilling tea, we're going to spill some blood. Put it that way. So,
how about you give us some nuggets of news first before we dive into that smorgasbord of weirdness?
Oh baby, what WandaVision, which is out on the 15th. Well, before then, we've got some other Marvel news.
Other Marvel news.
Other Marvel news. Kevin
There's
Feige.
Marvel news?
Yeah, Kevin Feige's been doing a little bit of chin wagging, the producer of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
That doesn't sound like Kevin Feige, executive producer of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Ask me the important question. Was he wearing a baseball cap?
Was he wearing a baseball cap?
Of course he fucking was. He does wear a fucking baseball cap.
He's got to cover his bald spot.
He does, with Marvel logos. But he... He has been doing a lot of press for WandaVision, as of some of the cast and crew, and talking about the way they've made it. And we'll talk more about that next week, undoubtedly, when we have an episode to discuss.
Yeah.
But they talked about how the 50s sitcom one, they had to sit down dinner with Dick Van Dyke to just like ask him, right, what was the atmosphere like when you were doing the Dick Van Dyke show? What was the style? And right, so it's not, because it's multi-camera setup, but you tried to do it as close to a play as possible, so there's not going to be a lot of pause between. They recorded the first episode in front of a studio audience, and they did it as real time as they could.
That's amazing.
Like Elizabeth Olsen, who was doing press about it, was talking about how she was doing like quick changes in the wings.
That's amazing.
And all this, like once they knew they had a scene, it was like, right, quick, in they go, just to keep the flow going, so that it felt like a sitcom in a studio, which it was. They've released a clip of that, which I did take a peek at. It looks really fun. But amongst all of the WandaVision press, Kevin Feige has been asked a few questions about the future of the MCU. Obviously, the slate changed because of last year with the pandemic and everything, and the prospective slate for this year is out. And they have various plans, and we know we're getting the Disney Plus shows at the very least. So you're getting some MCU this year for definite, folks. It's just going to be on Disney Plus in televisual form, regardless of what happens the rest of the year. But he was asked about the Fox merger, and specifically a franchise that hasn't finished yet, but obviously its fate is up in the air because of the Disney buyout of what is now known as Fox Studios, 21st Century Fox Studios.
Oh,
20th Century Studios.
New Mutants 2?
No. Oh, no, you dirty boy. Don't try and sneak that X-Men filth in here. We've got to get back to that soon, and I'm fucking annoyed about it. Anyway. Deadpool. Confirmation had been given before that Deadpool would be continuing, but what form that was up for speculation.
Up for grabs.
Yeah. We now know that the reason it's not been confirmed yet is because Ryan Reynolds is a very busy man, and he has final say on the script.
Yeah, he's busy buying Welsh football clubs.
Yeah, which is fair enough. Not too long ago, we found out the script is being written by the duo behind Bob's Burgers.
Which is a hell of a TV show.
Yep, and God, I'm trying to remember the names. Oh, God, I want to get the names out there because I want to make a big stink about the fact that this is, like, kind of significant as well for these big releases. Oh my God, I can't find the names. I'll look it up as we're talking.
You carry on talking, I'll find it, don't you worry.
Thank you. But essentially the two ladies who write Bob's Burgers doing it, and it's like, oh, good, okay, that's awesome. Because there's been a big, obviously, celebration and aim recently for more big summer tentpoles and blockbusters and franchise films to be directed by or written by female talent, and be like, hey, it seems to be a very male dominated area of the industry, let's try and spice that up a bit and get more voices in there. So far that seems to have taken the shape in mostly female led character films.
Wendy Molyneux and Lizzie Molyneux
The Molyneux, there we go. It's mostly been led by female talent working on female properties, a la Birds of Prey, Wonder Woman, Captain Marvel. So this is nice and significant and different that Deadpool 3 is going to be helmed by two female writers. Ryan, as essentially the gatekeeper of the previous two films going into this new era, is given final say on the script, but he's already put word out that he's delighted with the choice of writers and can't wait to work with them. So it's like, okay, this is good. Kevin Feige has now confirmed that Deadpool 3 will be part of the MCU. Will it be an essential MCU film? That has yet to be confirmed, but so has its certificate. However, when asked, is it going to be R-rated for sure, he said, nothing is off the table, and I think you'll be happy. So Deadpool,
no.
Deadpool, well, that either means there's going to be two ways to watch it, I think, but Deadpool, Once Upon a Deadpool, the Christmas re-edit of Deadpool 2, proved you can PG-13 it as an option, and it shouldn't be the main release. If you're going to do it, you give us the 15/18 certificate film, and you repackage it for a younger audience if you want to do that. Don't give us the younger and deny Deadpool the genre and the violence that it should have.
I think Disney are in a place now with the Marvel stuff where they don't. Not everything needs to be PG-13 because.
Oh yeah, I mean they've got Blade on the upcoming
they can do
slate.
it.
Are they going to defang Blade?
Oh, I like what you did there.
Yeah. More on that later.
Fucking hell.
But it's not like the MCU is shy of violence and trauma and stuff that would be scary for younger audiences. I mean, the end of Infinity War alone. The end of Infinity War alone is a decision they made, knowing that for a whole year there'd be some very upset children around the world and some very upset adults going, "Wait, what? No! What did you do?" So, all I know is he's not saying, "Hey, we are gonna neuter it. Sorry, just get over it." Which suggests to me that they're looking at how to bring an R-rated Deadpool into the MCU without making it a cornerstone or even saying, "Hey kids, come and watch this." But to be seen now is the continuity. Like, Deadpool is the only one of the franchises from Fox that you can change the world he's in because he can comment on, wait a minute, everything's used to smell a lot more conservative around here. Why do you get so liberal? Do you know what I mean? Like he can make jokes about like that sort of stuff. But does that mean we lose his co-stars? Does that mean his co-stars get absorbed into the MCU and we sort of X-Men adjacent? So we might lose the likes of say Colossus, but we might keep Cable and Domino, and you can have the X-Force kind of vibe just off to the side.
If we lose Zazie Beetz, it'll be a tragedy.
it will, because she's freaking amazing. And then again, if we lose Brianna Hildebrand, it'd be a tragedy. If we lose this version of Colossus, it'll be kind of sad, because he's so much fun. And we could definitely have Brolin as Cable, because, you know, he's been in the MCU before, but he didn't look like that, so...
And they've already joked about it in Deadpool 2, so...
Yeah, oh god. Yeah, in the trailer as well, like with the whole... Whoa, slow down, Thanos. So yeah, all I know is, yay, it's happening. The reason we've not heard news sooner is because Ryan has a busy slate over the next few years. So we're looking at probably at the earliest 2 years from now. Most likely 3 to 4 years from now. I'm fine to wait, as long as it means we get at least one more ride with Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. Because I enjoy those two films a lot.
There will
fun.
be a Ryan Reynolds Deadpool ride, but it'll only be in the Japanese Disney World.
God damn it! First they take Ant-Man and the Wasp, then they take Deadpool. Have you seen the Ant-Man and the Wasp ride? Have you heard about it?
Nope.
Freaking amazing! You go into the computers of Pym's lab because they're being hacked by a Hydra virus that turns out to be Arnim Zola attempting to resurrect himself.
Oh.
So you go into it with the Pym particles in your vehicle, the ride thing, and you and Ant-Man and the Wasp are like going through this machine fighting off nanoviruses, and you can blast stuff and get points, and it's like, that is a great idea. And Toby Jones lends his voice to like the 3 or 4 Arnim Zola lines of the computer at the end of it, taking over the thing. It's like, that is great. That's one of 2 currently MCU adjacent, as James Gunn called it, the Marvel Cinematic Theme Park universe, because he says these rides are not going to obey canon at all. We're just creating what will be the most fun thing it can be, but they're using the movies and the actors as the base. So just go along with whatever happens, because like Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout doesn't make any fucking sense like, at all. But it's like, oh cool, it's the Guardians of the Galaxy. This is fun. Oh, is that an animatronic rocket? That looks amazing. Is the main character of this ride Benicio del Toro taking us on a tour of his museum? This is weird. Is that the real Stormbreaker in the case over there in the lobby? Anyway, the point is, Stan's cameo in the Guardians ride is wonderful. He's one of the exhibits you see during the big introductory film. He's asking if anyone can validate his parking because he's gotten lost. He's holding a little Disney parking ticket. It's
That's
like,
brilliant.
that is a funny cameo. God damn it. The ride footage I've seen of it, every time it gets to him, everyone in the queue goes, yay! He comes on screen. It's just like, oh, awesome. We're cheering for a dead man! I mean, he's dead.
Moving on.
Dead to us, anyway. Do you know what else is dead to us, Matt?
The list is so long at this point.
Lucasfilm. LucasArts specifically.
Why?
LucasArts died. It died away, Matt. LucasArts died. The branch of Lucasfilm that's focused on video games and home entertainment died
That's
a death.
not
It
true.
gave us so many incredible games over the years, like the Monkey
That's
Island
impossible.
games. And, of course, the earlier Star Wars titles and everything. And then it died. And then it was doubly dead when Disney bought Lucasfilm, and then they decided to disband it and went with the exclusive EA contract.
Which worked out really well for everyone involved.
Yeah, well, as far as like reception to the games themselves goes, a couple of really big thumbs ups, middling ones, and as far as finance and reputation goes, oh shit. But this past week, LucasArts revealed itself. Turns out Lucasfilm has opened up a brand new branch for its video games within the company. So essentially it's LucasArts Part 2.
Yes.
It's working from within Lucasfilm itself. It has got a deal with EA, but there are now games going to be developed with other companies utilising the Star Wars and more specifically Lucasfilm brands.
Such as...
Well, in the teaser trailer they put out to announce the new division, they showed footage from games that have already come out from the last, 6-7 years since this deal began. So
we're talking like Battlefront 2, Fallen Order, Squadrons...
Galaxy of Heroes, all of these things.
Oh, the mobile stuff as well, of course, yeah.
But it also showed a teaser trailer. In the teaser trailer, it showed a new glimmer of a game that we've been waiting for a while, and it has been delayed. Star Wars, Lego Star Wars, The Skywalker Saga.
Yes.
So, cool, okay. that trailer came out, and the reaction mostly was like, all right. And, well, today, the year of our Lord, January 12th, 2021, they revealed their hand. Lucasfilm's games division is teaming up with Bethesda to develop an Indiana Jones game.
Now, this could go one of several ways.
Most of them...
Which part of Bethesda? That's the question.
That's
because...
the question. And which system? Because rumour has it, who at this stage, could be clarified by tomorrow, could be clarified later this week. Apologies if this is old hat, folks. Rumour has it that at this stage it will be a Microsoft exclusive. So
okay.
It would be a PC based on your store.
PC,
and
Xbox
exclusive.
Yeah.
Which sucks, but at the same time, the joke is already going around that, well, Uncharted became a movie. Maybe Indiana Jones should become a game.
I mean, Indiana Jones. There's been several Indiana Jones games.
There have been
of
many.
varying quality.
Very varying quality, including a Lego one, which was fun. Don't go back to the old Lego ones though, guys, because they seem really, really quaint and easy now in comparison to the latest stuff.
Yeah,
still charming as hell. But like, once you've played Lego Batman Beyond Gotham, there's no going back.
Okay, fair enough.
Going back. That's still the best Lego game and everyone will say, no, it's Star Wars, the complete saga. Piss off. Your memory is clouding your judgment. Though that one is fun. No, it's Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham.
It's too long, the complete saga.
Oh, I thought you meant Lego Batman 3. It was like...
No.
Lego Batman 3 is just right. Plus it has the 66 level, hidden 66 level in the background as well. Neat. With Adam West voicing Batman. But, anyway. Adam Wee. So, I'm down for this, and I'm weirdly more responsive to the idea of an Indiana Jones game than I am this fifth movie, despite James Mangold being the director of the upcoming fifth film. If indie has to continue, this solves a problem that I think we talked about in the podcast. If you're going to do indie, I said go back and just tell stories of Indiana Jones in films. Just recast him. Yeah, it's annoying, but I think the character can outlive Ford. I think the character can outlive the actor because he is a archetype who is a vessel for telling different pulp stories. Do you know what I mean? I think you can get around it. You just cast somebody who can bring a similar kind of swagger and charisma to it, but not do an impersonation, and then you've got Indy. There he is.
And hey, we know Alden Ehrenreich can do a spot on Harrison Ford, so it's fine.
Would that it were so simple.
I wouldn't mind seeing Alden Ehrenreich do an Indiana Jones film.
At the same time,
I thought it was pretty good in Solo.
I want him to book at least 2 other jobs that same year that aren't Harrison Ford inheritance roles, just so that people don't cast him as the Harrison Ford guy. But if he ain't doing any more Star Wars prequels, then give him Indy.
Yes, I mean,
I've seen calls for years for like the likes of Bradley Cooper, and I'm like, I don't hate that casting.
I don't hate that.
Could be a lot of fun. Chris Pratt's name always gets bandied around, but no, for various reasons.
Nope.
I mean, just on basic level, don't think he suits Indiana Jones.
Nope.
And I think Owen from the Jurassic World films sort of proves that, no, he feels too creepy. Indiana Jones, when you examine the character, is kind of a creep. I mean, dude's a college professor who fucks his students.
I mean, does it?
Creepy. Yes! Yes, he freaking does. You are telling me that those reactions in that lecture at the start of, is it Raiders?
It's the first one, yeah.
Yeah. You're telling me those reactions are the reactions of girls in his class just innocently being like, oh, he's kind of hot. No, those reactions are like, oh, God.
He's not kind of hot, though.
I hope I didn't leave
Harrison
anything in his dormitory
well, we also know that Marion Ravenwood was quite young.
Yeah.
When they first got together, so.
Yeah. Creepy fun times. Point is...
creepy.
Great fucking movies, though. My God, great fucking movies. All 3 of them, and no more. So I was that weird kid who, when I was younger, my favorite was Temple, and I think it's because of the set pieces and everything. It was the one that fired my imagination more, chilled my monkey brains, as it were.
Problematic though.
Yeah,
in
exactly. It is hands down, obviously the weakest of the trilogy when you look at them like objectively and everything. It's like, yeah, it's not the best, but I was also the kid who liked Return of the Jedi the most when I was younger because I liked all the puppets and the set pieces. So,
I mean, the puppets and set pieces in Jedi are pretty swell.
They're pretty great. Although now I'm just thinking of Temple of Doom. We wanted to go Kalima. And we know
Om Nom Shivai.
Om Nom Shivai. If someone's trying to reach for your heart, Om Nom Shivai, Om Nom Shivai, Om Nom Shivai. That's what they should have put in response to Armie Hammer. Anyway, the point is, Indiana Jones game. Oh, it's coming. It's coming, boys and girls. You can't outrun it. So, yeah, get on that. What other news struck like a fucking hammer this week? I'm sure there's something else.
Right. Shall I just whap it out?
Just whip out your army.
Right. So, this was brought to my attention shortly before we recorded by my ever faithful partner, who's got a real eye for weird shit on the internet. Which is how she found me. Hey, it's not. We met at a party. But this is, so this the article she found to sort of sum it up is from a site called Miar.com. And this is an article written, last updated on the 10th of January by Chaitra Krishnamurthy. And the headline is, prepare yourself.
Oh, God.
Are Armie Hammer's leaked DMs fake? Actor's alleged cannibal sex fantasy shocks internet. This can't be real.
Right, rewind. If you're going to check into this article, does this article explain who Armie Hammer is from the top? Just for those who listening at home thinking, I vaguely recall that name.
It's in the first paragraph.
It sounds like a name that Hollywood has tried to force me into knowing who it is, but has never quite succeeded.
He is in the first paragraph, yeah. He's like,
oh, thank God.
The actor
Boys and girls, context. Here we go.
The actor allegedly stated, I am 100% a cannibal, to a woman who shared the Instagram DMs, and the internet is shocked. Armie Hammer, best known for playing the Winklevoss twins in The Social Network in 2020. Also Lone Ranger, Man from U.N.C.L.E., Call Me By Your Name. So he's created quite a stir on social media. I'm paraphrasing from this article, by the way. Mm-hmm. Owing to some of his alleged DMs extensively talking about sex and cannibalism, among other shocking and rather strange things. And there's some sort of controversy about whether they're genuine or fake, but one Twitter user shared a series of messages which seem to have been sent from his official account.
Oh dear.
Another social media user shared a screenshot of the pages Hammer as allegedly liked on Twitter, consisting of one post on, quote, super nipple techniques.
What now? What in Sam Hill is a super nipple technique?
Don't know. It's not the first time that it's raised eyebrows. Back in 2017, apparently he'd liked a bunch of tweets about BDSM and bondage stuff.
No kink shaming here, folks. As long as it ain't actually harmful, please keep reading. Please keep reading. Please keep reading.
It's not just this guy. It's not just this that he needs to be cancelled for, because someone found an earlier tweet of his, which is not necessarily. It's not like feeding into his cannibalism thing, but someone quote tweeted this tweet from Armie Hammer, which is it's just bad on its own. I pulled a muscle in my back this morning and went to have physiotherapy on it, and it hit me. The human body is crazy. When you hurt your body, sometimes the best medicine is just to have another human being rub their human body against your human body.
Oh, God.
And that's not even a creepy one. That's just one of his normal tweets.
You're readying yourself. I can feel it in your bones.
Bunch of fake stuff. A bunch of people saying it's fake, it's fake, it's fake. But then I got sent another link to another Twitter account, funnily enough. It's funny how that works. Let me just try and open it up in here. It's a bit funky. And this is sort of... and this is where the receipts come in. Check out some of this shit.
Oh, God.
So this comes from @TevinAuguste on Twitter. Multiple victims of Armie Hammer came out saying he used his fame to manipulate them to have sex, calling them kitties, and drink their blood.
Sorry, what? Could you just repeat
Now,
that line
what in
slower
Hannibal Lecter?
while looking me directly in the eye?
Multiple victims
Oh, God.
of Armie Hammer
Oh, no.
came out saying he used his fame to manipulate them to have sex, calling them kitties, and drink their blood.
Sweet Jesus, no.
And this is backed up with various screenshots of DMs and such as conversation with Armie Hammer. This is Armie Hammer's side of the conversation.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Okay.
And it's again, this could be edited, but it looks like it's this is the screenshot. It's the DM window.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. This is allegedly from Armie Hammer's account. Oh my god. That just made me so hard, and it makes me confused as to why. Is that even possible? So hard. Thinking of holding your heart in my hand and controlling when it beats. I am 100% a cannibal. I want to eat you. Fuck. That's scary to admit, B. That's a typo, it seems. I've never admitted that before. I've cut the heart out of a living animal before and eaten it while still warm.
Oh, good God.
Then this
Sweet baby Jesus. Just to reiterate the earlier point, ladies and gentlemen, don't shame, but don't, allow anyone to hurt anything. Dude, apparently, if this is true, ate an animal's heart whilst it had just been killed.
This is another conversation. Need your help ASAP, kitten. You around? I'll phone you later. Yes, how may I be of help, daddy? Oh my god, when you call me like it, I get so horny. I need to drink your blood. Why the distance? I am yours, daddy. I will help you. I need you to rent us a place and set it up with a list of things I'll mail you about. Of course. Where? I'm going to be so naughty and kinky with you there. Oh, the possibilities. Ha ha ha. Another conversation. You're my angel. You're made to save me. You're mine, you hear me? Say it now. I am yours. I belong to you. Say that you're mine. Mine. M-I-N-E. Mine.
Hermione.
I own you now. I'll own you forever. I do. I am yours, daddy. Good girl. Your body is so fucking perfect and it's mine and I'm into you. I need your blood. I crave it. Will you give it to me tomorrow? Don't forget that you're mine. That topic, once again, it is very intense. I'm intense. I need your blood. I want you to feed me with it. And yeah, and we've got and if you go to this guy's Twitter account, there's videos. Oh yes, this audio clip. So here we go. This is an audio clip of Armie Hammer.
Oh Jesus!
Allegedly of Armie. So here we go.
They were very risque DMs with someone who I was involved with in very much a sort of kink-based relationship, if you will. So a lot of shit was said that also most people don't relate to. It's kink, it's niche, it's fetish, right? So that's bad. And as if that wasn't bad enough, think about this. You're having sex with someone and you say something to them in the heat of a moment when you're having sex. If someone else comes up to you and says, oh my God, I heard you said this to that person, like you said, out of the context, out of the heat of the moment, out of that safe place where it fucking sounds perfect to say, it's a little cringy.
A little cringy, apparently. A little cringy.
Okay, once again, we here at the Big Damn Cast do not support kink shaming. But I'll refer to the fact that during this apparent kink talk, the dude admitted to killing an animal specifically to eat its still warm heart.
Yep.
Armie, the majority of the internet that ain't vanilla won't have a problem with y'all being a little bit kinky. They won't have a problem with it. But you killed a fucking animal and ate its heart for a sexual high. Meaning that when you were like, I want to drink your blood, I think you're being serious.
Again,
this is all the key word, alleged. alleged, and I bet even that's been put into dispute as being someone else, like actually responding and acknowledging it to try and add legitimacy to the fact that it's him, but it also could just be him.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I should put a trigger warning at the start of this podcast. Remind me to do that, because we're about to get really, really fucking weird.
oh shit, son.
This is so. We'll have already done this, but here's another trigger warning for mentions of abuse, mutilation, etc. Not good stuff. This is from another. This is from another conversation. A lot of this stuff comes from House of Effie on Instagram, so you can go to that account and you find some stuff, stories, their Instagram stories, that you can find some of that stuff there.
Totally not looking this up as you're talking.
As House of Effie, House of EFFIE. Armie Hammer. I want to see everything. I want to see your brain, your blood, your organs, every part of you. I would definitely bite it, B. 100%. I'll try to fuck it. Not sure which. Probably both. If I fucked you into a vegetative state, I'd keep you, feed you, wash you, and keep fucking you, B. Till you are so sore and broken. Like... I know, but I can't stop thinking of fucking your actual brain. Haha. And then it's just it just goes on and on and on, and I don't want to do much more of that stuff because, like, it's pretty intense.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just fucking wild in the worst way. So yeah, just be. You can go and look that stuff up again if you wanna go further on, but also there is mention of him back in 2011. There was 2013. Sorry, there was a mention of him making a short film about people cutting themselves as a sort of his own private art project, which just got sort of. It was originally reported on Hollywood.com, and that sort of just got smoothed over and forgotten. So that adds a bit of credence to this.
Yeah, that's kind of. Yeah, that's. Pardon the pun. That sounds like it's injecting some more blood into this story.
And
like, oh shit.
You know, and then also, you know, on this House of Effie thing and on some of the Twitter stuff, people have shared pictures of him that he has shared with them.
Right.
So nothing like no dick pics or anything, but well, not that I've seen, but like pictures of him. That is one particularly incriminating picture of him like strangling himself.
Right.
So, where you can see his face, like pictures of his arm and hands with his tattoo on. He's got a tattoo on one of his fingers. So stuff like that.
Looked it up during this, out of curiosity.
Yeah.
Not the pictures, sorry. Armie Hammer. I was just curious as to whether or not this is a, you know, consenting adult kind of situation where he's obviously pissed someone off to the point where they've gone, right, screw it, I'm releasing these receipts. If it indeed, again, if it allegedly is true. He divorced.
Yes.
His wife of 10 years.
Yep.
Last July.
Yeah. So
they announced they were divorcing, so the divorce went through in September.
So a lot of this stuff was happening while he was married.
Why did they divorce? We don't know, but maybe, just maybe, he kept trying to fuck the pork sirloin that he was making them for tea.
This kind of stuff, where like super entitled rich white dudes just think they can do whatever they want with no consequences, and then people decide to expose them, and everyone acts so surprised. Like they didn't know that this guy was a fucking weird dude when you look that it was news stories from 2013 of him making a film
where he
of
gets
people cutting
cut themselves, which we now know was allegedly just for a spank bank.
Yeah. Because I think he says in the articles that, yeah, we've got no plans to release it. It's just a private project.
Yeah.
It's
There you go. There you go.
He said that, and no one called him on it at the time. And now all this stuff's coming out about him possibly being some weird sort of cannibal fetishist.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's just fucking wild, man. Absolutely wild. And it's just one of those. It's one of those stories where someone tells you about it, and you're like, "What? Sorry, what? I can't believe that you're telling me famous toothpaste magnate Armie Hammer is really in to wanting to eat people." It is something else. So that I wanted to share that bit of Armie Hammer madness with you.
If he ever approaches you, gentle listener, with your recently born child and goes, "Oh, they're so cute, I just want to eat them," run. He wants to eat them. Run.
Never trust a man who says that his fantasy dinner guest is the Marquis de Sade.
Never trust a man whose first name is the thing they would like to eat whilst fucking you. That is... Ooh. He was nearly Batman.
He was nearly Batman.
Can you imagine?
He was nearly Batman.
Can you fucking imagine?
Can you imagine?
We look at the things that have come out around Bale and Affleck and stuff over the years. You know, nothing proving them to be like
Affleck
unscrupulous
just wants to get Dunkin'
shitheels.
Donuts and be left alone. That's all he wants.
Nothing proving them to be unscrupulous shitheels, but definitely stuff that makes you go, these people could be better morally, considering they're attached to this beloved children's character as a figurehead.
Christian Bale's just fucking too intense for his own good, man.
And yet, it could have been Armie Hammer. Actual cannibal, allegedly, Armie Hammer. Shia LaBeouf wants an apology.
One could make an argument that he is perfectly suited for running around Gotham in fetish gear. And everyone know. I suppose it would explain why maybe there's no Robin in that universe.
Right.
So there we go.
Before we get sued,
Yeah.
what's in the emails?
Okay. Let's do some emails. Fuck me front ways.
If you want to help us with the impending lawsuit from Armie Hammer's management, go to patreon.com/bigdamcast to throw some shekels and get some sweet perks along the way.
We're not going to get sued.
Don't
We're
tell
not
them that. We might get more
important
Patreon support.
We're not important enough to get sued. This one comes in from Ian. Ian, friend of all of us, Ian.
Friend of the peoples of the mountain.
And
Ian.
you know what? This is just a sweet one.
Oh!
This is a sweet one. This is Ian being nice, and it makes me happy to read.
While I listen to it, I'm going to eat this blondie.
And it's called, and it comes in with the simple title of...
Just to clarify, I mean the cake snack blondie.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
eating a blonde woman like
No.
Armie Hammer would. Just want to clarify that.
And this email is entitled Feet.
I'm not kink shaming. But I am laughing.
Feety Hammer. And he says, originally, this email was going to be a handful of things I missed in my 2020 review or finished after, so I had sent the email. So, honourable mentions to Soul, Truth Seekers, and Star Trek Discovery Season 3, even if I'm not sure if that show is good or not. But what I do know is good is Mr. Matthew Watson. I didn't put that in, that's what he says. I'm only reading this. I regularly became a Chris watcher during 2011, and the first video I definitely remember being uploaded was a review of A Good Man Goes to War, which included a certain handsome gentleman. It's been nearly 10 long years, of crazy Doctor Who videos, whether they are on Chris's 5P Fans of Big Damn YouTube channel, with five long years of sometimes reluctantly talking on Big Damn Cast. From his very contagious, excellent laugh to him spilling the tea, as the youth say, I'll never understand how you paint those tiny little figures. Tiny little brushes. When are we going to get the Big Damn musical so Matt can belt out the nitty news and geeky gossip? It's never going to happen. This year. It's not going to happen this year. So many utterly crazy games, moments and reactions on the Big Damn Cast with tears, scares and confused. This game makes no sense. What's going on? Moments. Thank you for many reasons, especially babysitting Chris and keeping this podcast going for the many, many weeks and now half a decade of big damning. I'm sure I owe you, Matt, many pints for my mornings on Twitch or here. They are all held up in a cheers and celebration for this slightly belated Big Damn birthday for Matt. Happy birthday, Ian. Thank you, Ian. That was really sweet, and it made me smile.
I also understand what the title is about.
Do
you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, for the listeners at home...
That's what they call me.
We uploaded Good Man Goes to War review. I was reviewing Doctor Who Series 6 as it came out in my little flat in London, and we got to Good Man Goes to War. You and I watched it together on a balmy summer's Saturday evening.
It was nice, that little flat you had.
It was all right. It was. Yeah. I think the only thing that made it really actually tolerable was that shit little balconette door that looked out over Lammers Park. So it kind of was. It was like, oh, oxygen and trees. That's nice.
Yeah.
Like, let me climb into the bedroom area and regret everything. But it was.
I regret nothing.
But sat on that knackered couch, we set up a tripod and we recorded the review for Good Man Goes to War.
Yeah.
And we're both. It's summer. Like, I remember you're in a blue t-shirt of something or other.
I think I was wearing my Superman t-shirt.
Could be. And I was in Fourth Doctor scarf t-shirt, I think. And we're both wearing shorts. And it's a hot summer's afternoon. And the first, second, and fourth comment the video ever received was people politely requesting to see more of our feet. Again, we don't kick shame at the Big Damn Cast, but read the room and the rest of the comments section, guys.
It's not my thing.
Decide whether or not that's the thing you should really be asking questions about from a kids' TV presenter and his cuddly fuzzy best friend.
I am a cuddly fuzzy best friend. That's on my CV.
It is. It's at the top of it. It just says cuddly fuzzy best friend is waiting for Nick Frost to die to get cast in all of the Nick Frost roles.
No, don't wish ill on Nick Frost.
I don't wish ill on Nick Frost, but what I'm saying is if he did die, then just leap right in. You know what I'm saying? To his skin, like Armie Hammer would, and wear him. Allegedly. That was really sweet, Ian. Thank you for that. Oh, happy birthday to the Big Damn Boy.
This one comes in from James, and it's going to lead us into a couple of different discussions.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got the app title of Stuff and Nonsense. And James says, Chris and Matt, it's you. Revolution of the Daleks was alright, wasn't it? Well, I thought so anyway. I did think it could have been a bit longer or a two-part to develop some aspects like the Dalek Civil War and evil conservatives, but at the end I'm happy with what we got. Not really the Civil War, it's a civil battle, but we'll get to that. I have been thinking recently that I'd like to get into some of the Star Wars comics, but I really don't have anywhere to keep physical copies. Are there any subscription services I can go to where I can get the Marvel Star Wars back catalogue on at least up to around 6 months behind? Well, keep being the best pod out there. What's this? Oh no, I'm getting stuck in the sodding time vortex again. Bye to you two big damn man beasts. From CGI Mark Hamill wanting to take your baby boy. I mean James! Well, first off, let's talk a little bit about Revolution of the Daleks, because we haven't really talked about it much. So, spoilers for Revolution of the Daleks from this point on. It's fine.
Yeah.
It almost completely washed over me. I was like, that is all right.
On the night,
fine.
It's exactly what I wanted on the night.
Yeah.
It doesn't stand up to repeat. This is purely for me, listener. If you dug it, hey, I wish I was you. More power to you. On repeat viewings, or in my case, any extended thought, it just kind of falls apart. Mostly from a story construction perspective. Like, certain little things could have not happened, and certain other things were there on the table and not used that would have immediately made for a better experience overall. Did we need a 10-minute sequence of a covert operation to derail the van driver taking the Dalek vehicle remains and having him kidnapped or executed after the customary phone call to his wife and kids? I love you, I'll see you later. It's like, okay. That was funny That was funny when it was the granddad security guard in Resolution.
Yeah.
Who was like, "Oh, I've got the best granddaughter on the planet. I can't wait to see you, my darling." And then gets killed. Like, that was darkly funny in that story. In this one, it's just like, there's no need for this 10 minutes of all this when it doesn't lead to anything for
And
the
especially
rest of the show.
Like, some of the more interesting ideas of the episode rushed through.
Yeah.
Like I say, the Dalek Civil War. Well, the Dalek Civil Scrap. Like,
Yeah, the Dalek Civil... Oh, they all got shot, I guess.
Yeah. I guess they're all gone now.
The creepiest the Dalek was in this was when it wasn't a threat and it was a dead armour, because the director had a field day really building the tension of something's gonna go wrong, and it was like, that was really well handled.
But again, just an idea that wasn't fully explored.
Jack was pointless. Really?
He was literally just there to get the Doctor out of prison and then make some really cheesy...
Oh,
aside
no,
gags.
Matt. They had the important thing of making him the one to talk to Yaz about how, like, what this life can actually lead to be and what it means. You don't get to choose when you leave the Doctor. That's true, Jack, but you also came back to the Doctor 3 times now.
3 times!
For 3 brand new adventures.
He loves it, doesn't he?
Also, stop going on about how you're immortal and then don't do anything with that in the script.
Yeah.
Like, that was weird.
Yeah.
That was really, really weird.
Talk about it, never do anything
like
with
his,
it.
I'm Captain Jack Harkness and I'm immortal, and then nothing happens. You're like, what's that about?
He should have stayed behind on the ship to blow it up or something. That would have made sense.
He was a victim of this era's inability to juggle multiple protagonists in a way that feels like they're all getting a thing to do.
Which is why
which sucks, because his escape from, like, him getting the Doctor out of the prison was great. Like, this is fun.
Yeah,
this is really cool.
And the idea of just them being in a giant fucking hamster ball.
Yeah, and her just turning around on one of her recreation sessions where they just put you in a slightly bigger than your cell chained fence pen. Her just turning around after 19 years of doing this and him just being there and her being like, "What the hell?" Like, that's a great, like, setup for, oh right. But then the whole thing with her, like, time trying to figure out who I really am, and I kind of haven't. Well, then what was the point in you as a story giving her 19 years to try and come to terms with the revelation of the finale of series 12 if she hasn't come to any, like, resolution? And then in this episode it's like, oh, she comes to it. I'm the Doctor. That's who I am. She said that.
Yeah,
Ruth,
we've literally
Ruth
had
Doctor
that
beat that into her head in the previous episode, and she went, I am.
We had that.
Yaz, oh god, like, Ryan goes on about his life that he's formed here on Earth, and how it's changed his perspective on this, and he wants to stick around, and yet we never see his life on Earth.
No,
we never see these mates he's spending time with and the life he's
reshaping them, but we didn't see them.
We saw one of them in series 1. No, series 2 in Can You Hear Me? Yes, we saw that in Can You Hear Me. We saw him playing basketball with some of his mates in Spyfall.
Saw his dad in Resolution.
Now that's the best thing we've had of Ryan's character arc in 2 series.
Yeah,
and down to the performance of the 2 actors and just the way it's played off. But, like, in here, this is a sequel to Timeless Children, Arachnids in the UK, and Resolution. Mostly a sequel to Resolution in terms of, like, the plot.
Yeah.
But so great. Can we see him and his dad during this time in the 10 months? No. But then at the end he leaves because he wants to go and spend that life. Great. I love the idea of a companion making the choice to leave, especially after the whole thing of Jack saying you don't get to choose, and then we see Ryan literally choose to leave at the end. That's a nice contradiction, and Graham in turn going with him because he doesn't want to miss the time he's going to have with his grandson.
Yeah.
And that makes sense. But, like, it's also weird because they're going to go off to investigate places around the world and be Sarah Jane and the Bannerman Road gang, basically.
I can't see it.
Except, I thought he wanted to stay at home with his friends and have his own adventure at home. And
Can't see it.
It's made me realise that I'm not going to miss Ryan and, weirdly, Graham at all.
I'm not going to miss Ryan at all.
Like, people are listening now going like, God, this is so negative. No, I like the fam as a unit. I just feel like the time with them has been wasted as far as like writing and use of them has been.
Yeah.
They've had their moments. Haunting of Villa Diodati, the way they all bounce off each other and then clash is brilliant. Mm-hmm. And I like a lot of Series 11. Like, again, Rosa, I think, is one of the peak episodes of the modern era. And they all serve a purpose in that, and they're all great in it. And even things like Arachnids in the UK, they all feel like they serve a purpose, and they have their own angle to it all, and they work great as a team to deal with it. It's just, you know, I hate to say it, I think I'm glad he's gone. And I'm not upset that it means Graham's gone either.
Yeah, I don't think you could have seen Graham staying on without Ryan, so that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, because we also got the reveal that John Bishop is going to be the next companion.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how much of potential Graham material is going to be recycled
over. Yeah.
onto John Bishop's character, and then Ryan's stuff for the scripts that might have been... Again, just speculation, that may or may not have already been written before it was confirmed that he was going, is just going to get folded into Yaz's stuff.
Yeah. I think people mistook on stream the other day, and they were saying like, "What do you think of the John Bishop news?" I think they mistook my lack of enthusiasm as a non-endorsement of Bishop. No, the show surprised me with primarily comedians and comedy actors doing great turns before. See Matt Lucas, see Catherine Tate, see Bradley Walsh. Obviously, they've all done drama, but they're mostly known for being comedians. So I'm not fussed about that. I hope he has a great time, and I hope I really grow to love Dan the Van Man. But I'm upset because I was kind of looking forward to a completely female-led TARDIS team.
Yeah.
A chance for Yaz, who Mandip Gill, an actor I think is incredibly promising, but they've not really had much use for her in 2 seasons. For her to take the spotlight. For us to explore what this episode ends on, which is sort of a hint at an unhealthy, codependent relationship. Yeah. Where it's clear that she's sort of got this fixation and obsession with, if not the Doctor, the life that the Doctor can give her.
Mandip ships it.
Yeah, man ships, if you will.
Hey.
I was looking forward to seeing that, and the suggestion that John Bishop's joining suggests he's joining from the start of the next series, and from what we know of filming that's happened, pics leaking, because obviously they're filming a lot more outdoors this year than the previous 2 series, because it's easier for COVID compliance to do so.
Yep.
We have, no spoilers, I'm not going to say the names, but we've had glimpses of the threats they're coming up against if you look for the pictures out there. And John Bishop has been seen on set for at least one of those, obviously one of those episodes, which is likely because usually in block 1 they tend to film the first 3 or 4 episodes in the first block.
Yeah.
So it's likely that the season opener includes the and John Bishop's character, and it's like, okay, sure. I don't know. I overall this left me kind of cold. Jack Robertson, Chris what's his face, Mr. Big. He's having a great time.
Chris Noth,
and I think he's put to much better use here. And it is kind of interesting to have somebody in the TARDIS who's a shitbag, who is an out and out shitbag villain.
I like
he's just
the
on
sort
board.
Of,
it's kind of fun.
I like the sort of social commentary that they're sort of making steps towards to, and then they just kind of throw it aside when the Prime Minister immediately gets murdered.
Yeah.
And it's like, promising villain. Oh, she's dead now.
Or just even those shots, like the press conference at Downing Street.
Yeah, it was just weird.
To not cut to the press pool.
was just
or,
weird.
Or a reporter at the press pool, like several feet away, like saying, "And there you have it. The Prime Minister has just something to establish that it's not a green screen frickin' shot of a woman at a podium."
What do you think this is? Ambassadors of Death?
I would take the Ambassadors of Death over this.
Oh god, it wasn't that bad.
Hey, I would take Ambassadors of Death over Revolution of the Daleks simply because at least watching Liz trying to concoct plans to get the feck out of that cell was entertaining. Versus let's not end this negative. Let's talk about stuff.
If anything, Ambassadors of Death is a fucking 45-minute story poured into a 3-hour glass.
Yeah.
And this is a 3-hour story poured into an hour-long glass.
The reverse, yeah. Let's talk about stuff we like. Because again, on the night, I liked it. I just think this is one of those stories where I'm only going to revisit it if I'm on that binge or if I'm watching the series. I'm not going to seek it out to watch it.
I don't hate it. It's fine. It's fine. I like the new Dalek designs.
Yeah,
of course they got rid of them immediately.
Yeah, because they're mostly radio controlled and that's expensive. So
proving the sort of the lasting power of a simple Dalek design.
It still translates, and yet I felt a really triumphant rush as just a fan of watching these characters and these villains and everything show up when the Bronze Boys arrived, because I was just like,
they just yes,
look so good. Here we come.
Like.
And I wonder whether or not that was done.
They still look as good now as they did in 2005.
I think that's what it is. I think that was here to reiterate to people that, come on, I know you're all complaining that it's the same ones, but we kind of nailed the Dalek design here.
Yeah,
right?
We got it. We found the perfect Dalek.
There are some who love the prefer Daleks from the original run. There is something to be said about your Imperial Daleks. There is something to be said about your Genesis gunmetal grey Daleks.
Fucking love a new Paradigm Dalek.
I love a new Paradigm Dalek. And there's something to be said about your original 60s, Silver and Blue Boys and everything. But, come on. The 2005 design has lasted 15 years because it's hands down just, it's unshakable. It's so well realised.
Most importantly, because the BBC are cheap as shit.
Yeah. Because they could just go to the different studio buildings around the UK and be like, that Dalek in the lobby, we're going to take it back for a week.
Whoop. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I remember when that happened in... What year would it have been? When was Series 7? The first half of Series 7 was 2012.
No.
Yeah, it's 2012 because it was... it was autumn 2000. Yeah, autumn 2012, and then the second half was in summer 2013. So they were filming Asylum of the Daleks like early 2012, and the two Daleks at Media City, I was working there at the time, the two Daleks there got recalled, and these Daleks kept getting damaged by Jeremy Kyle audiences queuing up, and that's not some random snobbish statement. Every time the Jeremy Kyle audience queued up outside the studio block to go into the studio for a record, something would happen to one of the Daleks. Either a plunger would be taken off, or something would... I'm not even kidding. People were nicking shit off the Daleks. It was really weird. I used to lightly troll Media City's Twitter account to be like, "Are you gonna sort this out? Are you gonna?" It kind of looks, "Hey guys, third day in a row that the Dalek's been missing its actual eye." It's almost like you're not proud of it. Like you're not proud of this tourist attraction in your lobby. That you let it get damaged.
Would they possibly be proud of a dinky little show like Doctor Who?
Oh, the snobbery at the BBC is real. It's really weird.
Yeah. Really it's almost
weird.
Like it's almost like it's being shown now with their lack of fucking spine on social issues.
It's because the people who aren't making it are pissed off that they're not making a thing that has universal recognition. So they just look down.
Make
on it
a better
internally.
thing then, Jan.
Yeah. No, Jan wants to exec produce Strictly. They couldn't give a shit about Doctor Who. It's really
Make
weird.
a better thing, Quentin. I don't know any Quentins.
These names aren't far off the people who I could name but won't. Anyway, just like, oh my god. But anyway, so that used to happen all the time, and then they went away for a few weeks in early 2012.
Lovely break in Torquay.
Well, yeah, and then they were returned, and they looked buffing. Like they had been cleaned up. And then later in the year, it was like, oh, they were amongst the ones that they'd recalled for use in Asylum of the Daleks. And these guys were obviously ones they ended up using in, like, the Parliament of the Daleks or something, because they were shined up and looking clean as a whistle.
Parliament of the Daleks, fucking hell.
Yeah, Dalek design is great, and downside, the leader of this elite squad should have at least had a black dome. Do you know what I mean? At least make it look slightly different. Instead of it just having I wish to speak to the leader. Well, here's the leader. I am the leader. You're just the same as the rest of them. Also, what's happened to the plungers? Plungers have gone. On the Renegade, on the reconnaissance clones, like the drones, and the strike team, they don't have plungers. They have these like little eggs that opened into a claw. Like a tiny claw.
It's so they can turn around and go, hey, we changed the design.
Yeah.
We changed the design.
But it just looked weird to me. Because I was like, why would all of them have that? Like,
that's fine.
Why? Yeah, but why would the drones have that and then the pure, unquote, Daleks rocking up also have that? You'd want to highlight differences, even subtly, just to make them clash in some way. I don't know.
Listen,
I love
they left the EU. They have their new design. They have their own design standards now.
They've got blue plungers.
They got blue plungers.
We can take back control of Skaro.
What can you do?
James O'Brien
taken off him at the border.
James O'Brien on the other end of the line. So what can you do now that you couldn't do before? We can take back control of Skaro. We can make up our own laws. What? Why couldn't you do that before? I see what you're trying to do, James. You're trying to make him look like a fool.
Yeah, because he's a fool.
Oh God!
All you've lost is your ability to take a packed lunch into the Europe,
and you've taken Percy Pigs away from part of Ireland and all of Europe. You bastards!
Think of the Percy Pigs, you bastard. All for some fishing rights we had to give away anyway. Now...
Stop getting political, guys. Yeah, sorry. Let's go back to talking about the aliens that were made as an actual allegory for the Nazis.
Sorry. Let's talk about the actual Nazis. No, let's not talk about the actual Nazis.
Because they're on Twitter and they'll hear us. So, I liked the clone Daleks' voices. Very Remembrance. That was quite cool. I still love the body horror of the mutant being a, like... Planet of the Spiders style backpack.
Yeah, that's something
that's
I
quite
hope we
sadistic.
see more of in future Dalek stories. Is that sort of the mutant being a threat as well as the casing?
Well, the best thing about Resolution was the reconnaissance Dalek and the fact that the majority of the episode, like, because before the release of it, there was no giveaway the Daleks were in it. Then just before it, they hinted massively with the freaking commercial that a Dalek was involved. By having the voice appear in the trailer. It's like, oh, for God's sake. Like, and then when you watch it, you're like, no, this works better when it's a twist. When you don't know it's coming, it works so much better. The Blu-ray then makes the cock-up of not including it on the cover anywhere. There's no mention of or look at a Dalek on the cover at all. It's just like the three people from medieval Britain and stuff, like going, ah! It's like, really? That's what you're selling the DVD. No offense, but if you're selling the DVD, maybe put the Dalek on the cover.
Well,
just saying. But the Dalek, Reconnaissance Dalek was the best part of it. The fact that it was evil as fuck. Like, it's the first Dalek we've kind of met that seems to take a glee in doing what it's doing. Like, it enjoys the job.
Well, it's one of the few Daleks that we've actually spent long enough with for it to develop a sort of personality.
Yeah. And that carried over into its clone in this story. Like, the whole bit where he says, like, love you, bye. And the guy putting the phone down. And then it just sort of makes him repeat back to himself, like, love you, bye. And you're like, oh, that's... Yeah, it's mocking him. Oh, that's so creepy. And just that visual of him about to put it into the furnace and then the tentacles burst out of the tank and just grab him. And it's like, there's, Jack and Yaz fighting off Dalek mutants was fun. And like, that stuff's cool. I like that stuff. I like this is a diss, but it's a fun diss. I like modern TV and especially modern Doctor Who's trope of trying to appear like it's a bigger show than it is by showing an aerial or drone shot of an international location, captioning it to say that we're there, and then all the scenes spent there are in an alley or a room.
Yeah,
and you're just like,
congratulations, you bought a Getty Images video.
Why does this have to be in Japan? Like, why does this...
One of these days, some producer's going to forget to take the watermark off.
Yeah, we're just going to have, like, Imager in the middle. Just right in the middle. I thought Jodie was a lot of fun in this.
She's always a lot
She's
of
a
fun, though, isn't she?
big bubbly bundle of energy that you kind of need to be the lead of your family show.
Yeah.
I like... let's just call it Sharda, even though it wasn't confirmed. I liked all of the other prisoners in Sharda.
Yeah.
Like the Pating, with a slight hint that it might be the same Pating from the what was it? The
Saranga
Conundrum. Angela, the Weeping Angel. There was the silent in the cell next to her, and as it came on screen, I turned to my wife and I said, like, "My God, do the prison officers even remember that that's there?" And then she sort of like looks at it and she goes, "Oh, forgot you were here." And then turns around and is like, "Damn it! The show beat me to it by however many months it was before they recorded this." I thought that was quite funny. And a Sycorax. Fucking Sycorax just chilling in prison uniform. And an Ood. What's that Ood in for?
Oh.
It did have red eyes, so is it a leftover possessed Ood?
Isn't there an evil Ood in the Time Lord Victorious? Or
I think he's a good guy. He's called Brian, I think.
Oh, of course.
Brian the Ood.
Ood.
Brian the Ood.
It's a fun word, isn't it?
Ood.
Rusty was really good at having fun words.
Oh, doing this revisit for the review videos, like we're up to Series 2 Tenant now, and you know, it's not a werewolf, it's a lupine wavelength hemiveriform.
It's like, just...
So, what?
It's so good.
I'll take it. I'll fucking take it. That is brilliant.
From the mind that gave you Raxacurico Fallopatorius.
And New York. I just wish they'd made more action figures of the stuff with harder names to say.
Yeah.
Character Options presents the new Mighty Jagrafess of the Holy Hadrojassic Maxa Rodenfoe playset. What?
I just call him Max.
You have to type in the whole name and the Argos thing to get it into the counter. Oh, it's not searching it. How do you spell it again? The Holy Hadrojassic. Just,
I don't know. I don't know how you spell it.
I've been visiting the Titan comics again. The Ninth Doctor run. I picked up the 4th volume, which I didn't own, so I'm now binging the whole 4 volumes of Titan Comics Presents the Ninth Doctor. And there's a story called Doctor Mania, which involves the Raxus Alliance, which includes Raxacorica Fallopatorius and a few other world variants with equally fucking weird names. And it's been fun sitting there in bed trying to read them and be like, sure. Sure. It's 1 a.m. I don't think my brain handles this anymore. It's a great
Douglas Adams name.
Oh, yeah, it's great. It's great. Without spoiling it, because I highly recommend everyone check it out. One story begins at there's sort of an arc to it all, so that each story kind of ends with the first beat of the next part, like the Hartnell era sort of stories do. And in one of them, someone phones the TARDIS while they're flying away from this thing, and the Doctor's like, "Oh, for Christ!" He's like, "Hello?" And the voice on the other end goes, "Sorry, wrong number. Doesn't matter." And they puts it down. It puts it down. He's like, "No," and he like chases after it while Rose and Jack are off doing their own thing. And he opens the TARDIS doors, and he's in San Francisco, in 2016, and he did materialize in front of Who Made the Call, and it's Mickey, but it's post the end of time Mickey. So little beard, covert missions, taking down alien shit, and he gets there, and Mickey's like, "No, like forget about it." He's like, "What the hell are you doing here? When did you grow that out?" And he's like, "No, right." It's the wrong one. It's fine. Just get back in. It's all right. And he's like, "No, seriously, what's happening?" And there's this whole other story going on where Mickey's been investigating this thing about people getting superpowers and people turning into gargoyles in San Francisco, including, and it all started because his partner, who later on you find out is his wife, who they never name, but you of course know who it is because at the end of time, has started transforming into one of these things while investigating. So she can't speak, and she's doing as little as possible to stop the transformation happening sooner. But at the start of the second issue, while it's all happening, and Rose and Jack are getting involved in the superpower plot away from the Doctor and Mickey, because obviously Mickey's like, if they see me, this is screwed. Everything gets screwed up. You have to leave. And the Doctor's like, that's a dragon. I'm not leaving. Like, I'm helping you deal with this. But the second issue starts with Mickey's internal monologue, and he's talking about like, this should have been so simple. This is such a last resort. You know, like if he'd have arrived, we'd have this sorted in no time. But it turned out to be him instead. I feel like everything's going backwards. I feel like I'm on step 1 of the ladder again, and I can barely communicate without being looked at like I'm a piece of shit, basically. And he's like, it's not happening. And I can recognise that look in her eyes. She's mad as well. How was I supposed to know? So throughout this second half, while they're wrapping up the story, his wife, Mrs. Smith, the gargoyle, is like helping them more and more. Like whenever they need to get somewhere, she's just grabbing them and flying them somewhere else. And the Doctor's sort of like, okay, she's really getting stuck into this. And he's like, she's used to this kind of stuff. It doesn't matter. It's because of course they can't say, and she can't indicate that it's Martha because she also understands that this is too early. This is the wrong one. This isn't. Do you know what I mean? And it's never said. So if you were reading this, having not read, and having not watched the later stuff, but having just watched series 1, you'd be like, okay, oh wow, so Mickey at some point in the future ends up doing something else, and okay, sure. It's so well handled. But there's a great shot where he's like, she really wants to come along, doesn't she? All right, well you can explain how the TARDIS works. He says as he walks through the doors, and Mickey looks at Mrs. Smith. And the gargoyle just sort of gives him this smile, like, like, hey. It's so well done. And then that bleeds into a unit story, which is set in the 70s or 80s. The comic doesn't decide, can't decide, which is great. Anyway, speaking of comics, we were also asked where to start with Star Wars comics. Sorry about that being the long way around, but the first question was about Doctor Who Revolution of the Daleks.
Of course, there is a service called Marvel Unlimited, which
Marvel
you can subscribe
Unlimited.
To.
They don't sponsor us, but they really fucking should, baby.
You can indeed read Marvel's back catalogue up to... I think they've changed it recently, so it's the last 3 months.
Oh.
They've changed... I think they've changed it recently, so they're bringing...
I might have to get on that.
They're bringing books to the service sooner. And yes, they're both their post-Disney acquisition Star Wars stuff and the Legends stuff is on there.
Yeah, because Marvel had adaptations of the original films and new stories back in the day, but also they have now got the license to reprint the Dark Horse stuff in compilations and compendiums.
So you can find that stuff. Also,
if we were to recommend
Marvel Unlimited,
what to read, start with the 2015 series and just
2015 Star Wars by Jason Aaron, and also Darth Vader by Kieran Gillen, because they run alongside each other in a really neat and interesting way. And if Kieran Gillen writes something, you should probably read it because he's brilliant.
In Unlimited, do they collect them? Is it just as the individual issues as a reading list?
Single issues, yeah.
Right. Have a quick look
Which kind of makes it easier.
Yeah, but have a little... Okay, actually, I do it this way then. If you're going to read them, dear friend...
Yeah.
Read issue by issue Star Wars and Darth Vader.
They do have reading lists on there where they've curated a reading list and a reading order for certain events and things like that.
The best way,
there is some Star Wars stuff.
The best way I read it was through the trades was... I read Trade 1 of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Which gives you the first couple arcs, the weapons factory, and then the investigation of old Ben Kenobi's home by Luke, and then you get the Kenobi flashback one. But then you go to Vader, and the ending of the Luke investigating Obi-Wan's home on Tatooine, the end of that story happens again because it picks up from that moment from a different character's perspective in the first issue of Darth Vader, and it's so satisfying.
It's very good.
So good. It's really, really good. I recommend starting there. Up to a certain point, all the stories taking place after Star Wars and before Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
At some point, it jumps ahead.
They restarted the main Star Wars series from number 1, and it's post Empire, I believe. No, it's just before. No, it is post Empire. Yeah.
They sort of
So-
they're jumping around. I don't think they've got to post Jedi yet. I think
No,
they're taking
so
their time.
the current ongoing Star Wars book is post Empire.
Yeah. So no Han
Whereas
Solo.
the original one.
Spoiler alert.
No,
for a
no,
40-year-old
but
movie.
hey, there's plenty of Han. There's
Well.
plenty of Han. There's even there's a solo 5-issue mini.
There's quite a lot
Which
of
was-
minis, isn't there? Like Lando had one.
Lando got one. Chewbacca got one.
3PO got a one shot. 3PO's one shot's actually really good. That's set just before The Force Awakens.
Yes. It's how he got his red arm.
Dr. Aphra gets a title.
Dr. Aphra's got an ongoing now.
Yeah.
She's
she's
a character
great.
that
She's great.
Kieran Gillen creates in his Darth Vader run. She's basically an evil Indiana Jones to the point where she has a scene early on of like raiding a. She basically steals weapons from archaeological digs and stuff. She's a renegade archaeologist, and she's stealing something from a museum. Someone calls her out on it, and she says, "It belongs in an armory."
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Because she gets, of course, BTO and
000.
000,
Yeah.
which had sort of evil versions of R2D2 and 3PO.
Yeah. Like sadistic versions.
Yes. There's some really, really great Marvel Star Wars stuff. Get Marvel Unlimited. Yeah, I think you get a 30-day free trial, and then it's... I get it through Google Play. It's like £7 a month or something like that. I forget how much it is. But it's for the amount of stuff you get, it is well worth it. It will get you deep into Star Wars. It will get you... And then if you like Marvel stuff, there's plenty of other Marvel stuff. You can go back and check out some of the Legends stuff that Dark Horse published. All that stuff is there.
And they're adding more and more stuff like every month as well. It's never ending.
Every week gets new stuff. And not just the issues from like 3 months ago that they're adding. Also, they go back and fill in gaps in the back catalogue. So yeah, it's a robust service. And if you want to jump onto Star Wars, get Marvel Unlimited. 2015 Star Wars, 2015 Darth Vader. Go nuts. Go nuts. It's great.
For donuts?
For donuts.
Go nuts?
Right, take us out of here, Chris.
Oh shit, do I have to? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this has been Terry and June. You can support the show at patreon.com/BigDamnCast. You can hit us up on Twitter at BigDamnCast. You can view all our wears and tears on the YouTube. Just search for the Big Damn channel. And of course, you can catch live streams from Mayhew, like Adventures in Backlogging, over on twitch.tv/BigDamnStream. In between now and the next time we meet, have a little think to yourselves, but whatever you do, don't like eat anything or anyone that's like, not into it. Please.
Anyone? We need to talk about consent. Bye!
So I've been looking at these recipes.